Hello everybody, welcome to the webinar. This is Martin and today I'm going to show you how to have an affair without getting caught. I know some of you think, what do you mean? How can I have an affair without getting caught? Well, let me give you a little background. I used to live in Long Beach, California, and I dated this woman named Bernie. Bernie was what we call an au pair or a nanny. And she had a couple of other nannies. One was from Sweden, one was from England. I think her name was Mary. Maria was from Sweden. And there was another one, I think. Well, Bernie and I started dating. I ended up seeing Bernie at the bar with a couple of the women every so often. And then I said, hey, let's go out. So I said, and I started dating Bernie. Well, what happened was Bernie, I was always driving the girls around because they didn't have any licenses to drive or cars. So I was taking them all to bars. And one day, Bernie invited me to go to the house that Maria was au pair at, and the family was out of town. Well, they had a swimming pool. It was a big house in Orange County. I believe it was in Huntington Beach. Well, I started getting a little close to Maria, had some beers going through me. So I was cuddling up to Maria. She's like this basically 6'2" blonde, looked good, and like she was like kind of a little feisty. Basically, I'm trying to say she was horny. So I was kind of like next to her. I was filling up her leg. We were getting close together. I was sort of kissing on her arm, kissing on her neck. And I forgot that I was with my girlfriend Bernie there. Whoa! So then Bernie saw this, and of course, one thing about Bernie, she's always emotional. She's always crying about something. So she calls me, oh, what are you doing? Stop kissing on Maria, blah, blah, blah. And I said, okay, I'm sorry. You know, and I eased up, got a little bit closer to Maria. And then after that, we were done. So a couple of weeks later, we kept going to this bar, and I kept sort of gravitating toward this black guy. And I was like, well, okay, I don't mind. Then it happens again. I was like, you know, I think they're more than friends. And then I found that they had slept together and stuff. So then throughout the fourth time, because the problem was I'd go with her to the bar with their friends. She'd go gravitate toward this guy, stay with her. Then when I ask her, hey, you want to go out or do something or get a drink? She'd give me all this kind of attitude. Oh, leave me alone. You're giving my space. So one night we went to a bar once again, but this time I had three of her friends. It was like this could be this big blowout party. I had three of her friends staying with me and Bernie. So it's four of us in my studio. And then we all go to the bar. And of course, I talked to Bernie. Hey, what's going on? I thought you were with your friends and you want to party with them. And she's hanging out with this guy. And then I'm dancing and hugging. And I'm just saying, okay, so what is up, man? Because before I had her friends come over and decided to take them all to the bar, I had talked to Bernie that week. Hey, let's just break up, you know. It seems like you want to date someone else and your mind is elsewhere, and I'm not that focused or obsessed if we break up because I can go do my thing too. She's like, no, I don't want to break up. I don't want to break up. So cut to that Saturday. We go out Saturday night. All our friends are staying with us. And then this is the night she decides to go fucking crazy. And then get into a big argument in the bar. And then she ends up going home with this guy for the rest of the night. I didn't see her for 2 days. What made it bad for me was I had three of her friends staying in my apartment. I had to, it's like saying your girlfriend goes, oh, fuck someone, you don't care. If you're by yourself, you're like, hey, I go home and have a drink and like blow it off. But now I had to go home. Some guy's all fucking my girlfriend. And I have three of her friends staying at my place for that night till I can take them home in the morning. Oh, I was so pissed. I locked them out of my studio for about an hour. They were banging on the door. Let us in, let us in. I was like, go home, go away. I don't know, take a taxi. Finally, I let them in the house. Stupid me, I should have left their asses outside. Go find Bernie, find out where she's fucking this guy, and you can stay with him for the night. So that's how that ended. And then eventually I ran into Bernie again. Then she came back crying and stuff. And then eventually we got back together for a while. And then eventually we broke up again. And she's kind of like, I don't know, she's like, after that she disappeared and married some guy, some big black guy, I think to get her citizenship because she was from Australia. And she needed papers, so I guess he gave her the papers because she wasn't going to get no paper from me. But what does this do with having an affair? Well, when you're in a relationship, if I was smart, I would have done my reconnaissance, but then I would have had that affair in my... I know you're thinking, Martin, you're crazy. Like, how can I have an affair? There's ways to have an affair without even physically touching a person. I know right now some of you guys are in relationships. So what I'm trying to say with the Bernie one is like, sometimes you're just in a relationship and you just want to get a little something on the side. If you're not married, no kids involved, you should be able to have an affair. I do. What? Because like, you always have the person who doesn't want to do something. There's always some type of hang up. And then it's like with Bernie, like if I had just used this technique before, I would have mentally had an affair with Maria. And then we already connected, and I know her liked her. So I would have visually pictured, what would I do? How would I do it? How would I plan out all the stuff we would do? That's what I should have done first. Now you can have this mental affair with someone you know. And also you can have it with someone you don't know, like you see with those stalkers. So I'm going to give you 2 techniques that you're going to do, and then we're going to build on them. And I know some of you are saying, oh, Martin, what about porn? Nothing's wrong with porn. Hey, that's even better. Just think if you're in a married relationship and like you just can't get out. I mean, I know people who are like, you have people in loveless relationships, and you're just with the person for the kids because you think, hey, I can't get another job. You don't have the confidence to go out and get a job and dump the guy. So you have people just staying in relationships for nothing. And then the problem is when you're in these tough relationships, I know some of you have gone through that. I mean, have you had the cops called on you before? That's what happens. You argue with the person, you tell her to leave, or you say you're going to leave. And unfortunately, like, they make a big scene. The cops come to the house. I was in the back of the car before, so I know what it's like to be taken out of the house. And I just had like some porn, or did my mental affair technique. I would say, honey, go about your business with your friends, go do your stuff. And I wouldn't have ended up in the cop car. So sometimes this technique works is because sometimes you just can't get out. And it happens, trust me. I know what it's like. The only way to get out is like, even if you're going to divorce the person, they still don't go. And you guys have been through that. So porn, we'll discuss that. That can be one option, because maybe there's something where you could just escape for a few minutes, go out, because your partner's not going to do anything, but you also are not going out there and doing anything. You're just doing it all in your mind and watching it on TV. You just do what you got to do, and then, hey, okay, come back. I'm in this relationship. I got to work on strategies to get out of it. So that's what I'm saying. I'm going to teach you how to have an affair without getting caught by your partner. And because I've been there, like with Bernie, like if I had just used this technique before, I would have realized, like, I would have developed the strategies to sleep with Maria, done all these techniques in my hands time and time again. Then when it was time, if I was actually going to do it, I would have not gotten caught because I'd had many contingency plans in place. But I was greedy. And then sometimes, you know what happens when you're greedy? You get a full stomach. And when you get a full stomach, sometimes you get sick. And that's what happened to me. I got greedy. And then Bernie turned it around on me. She got greedy too. But who ended up eating it? It was me. It was me. So, and this technique can work for men. It can work for women. It can work for you straight. It can work for if you're gay. I just want to show you how to have an affair without getting married, because we're entering an age now where actually, technically, like the women are basically making more money than men. And a lot of men basically, especially some of them, if you've heard my other ones, are paper plate guys. They're just placeholders. Because they don't make any money. They may have tattoos all over their face, muscles. It's just me have an older woman who wants to get screwed by a younger guy. Try it out. They should be like, hey, I need someone more professional. Or you're stuck with a guy from high school for a couple of years. He just won't get the hint that he's going to leave. So if you're a woman, this would be great for you. Women are great for doing this technique on how to escape mentally, get what they want, live that world, come back to reality, and then find out how to make that reality take that imaginary world, make this a reality world. So this can be used for anyone. Just think, hey, have you been in a relationship where you're just stuck? You know you're going to break up, but hey, you don't want the person's decided, hey, they don't want to sleep with you. You don't want to sleep with them. but for some reason you financially can't get out immediately, this would be a great technique just to keep you calm, keep you from doing some things that may impact the relationship. So I want you to comment below. What do you think? You think you can have an affair without getting caught? Let me know.